The goddess's first action after being reborn was to tell the emperor that her husband's heart could cure illness, and prophesy that her husband would die suddenly on their wedding night. The emperor immediately ordered the goddess to extract the heart that very night, all because in her past life the scumbag faked his death on their wedding night, forcing her to remain a living widow for her entire life, and she eventually ended up as an old woman emptying chamber pots. Who would have thought that one day she actually ran into her husband again? In his carriage was a beautiful woman and a little boy. The scumbag even mocked her for being fooled by the emperor and keeping widow for 10 years for him. Watching her suffer gave the scumbag immense satisfaction. She wanted revenge, but the scumbag pushed her onto a stone post. Right before dying, she learned that her brother's death in battle years ago was also the scumbag's doing, and the unsuspecting younger sister foolishly married the scumbag, not only bringing a dowry but also being tricked into keeping widow for 10 years. Perhaps heaven took pity and gave her a chance to be reborn. When she opened her eyes again, she was back the day before marrying the scumbag. At this time, the emperor was being tortured by heart disease to the brink of madness, even willing to take the heart blood of infants for medicine. The goddess immediately offered a plan, saying they only needed the heart of a golden boy born at an auspicious time for medicine, and her husband-to-be was exactly that golden boy, and prophesied he would die suddenly on their wedding night. The emperor was skeptical but agreed. If this remedy worked, he would definitely reward the goddess generously. The goddess was thrilled she could finally get her revenge. After the goddess left the palace, the scumbag still pretended to be caring. After getting in the carriage, the scumbag took out a fake pearl wedding veil. The goddess saw through this hypocritical trick immediately, but still pretended to be moved and played along with his act, even saying exactly what the scumbag wanted to hear. After sending the goddess home, the scumbag showed his true colors. It turned out he was marrying the goddess only to scam her dowry. Once the dowry came in tomorrow, he would fake his death and escape, taking his scheming mistress and illegitimate son to live a carefree life. Although his mother worried the goddess wouldn't obediently keep widow, the scumbag was full of confidence, believing that as long as the goddess bore the stigma of killing her husband, the emperor would despise her. On the wedding day, the scumbag indeed faked his death as planned. Seeing this scene, the goddess immediately switched into Oscar-winning actress mode, and the colluding physician cooperated by acting and saying he died suddenly. The mother-in-law immediately accused the goddess of bringing death upon her son. The whole family forced her to remain a living widow for life. At this moment, the scumbag's hand moved and a passerby noticed. The mother-in-law quickly threw a tantrum to divert attention, even threatening to bang her head against the wall and commit suicide in public. The goddess, watching their clumsy acting, found it laughable. In her past life, she must have been blind to be fooled. This family simply wanted to force her to voluntarily keep widow, so they could swallow her dowry to pay off debts. The goddess calmly stated her husband's death was fate. At this moment, the sister-in-law wanted to publicly strip her clothes to ruin her reputation. The goddess directly pushed her away and angrily scolded her for being disgraceful. The accomplices started to heckle, calling the goddess a husband-killing curse. The goddess calmly stated she would prove her innocence immediately. As soon as she finished speaking, the eunuch arrived with the imperial decree. The mother-in-law thought the emperor was going to punish the goddess. Who knew the eunuch would announce? The groom had the fate of a golden boy who could heal the dragon body. The emperor specially granted the goddess permission to extract her husband's heart for medicine. After speaking, the eunuch handed the goddess a sharp knife. The whole family was scared silly. The goddess stood up ready to extract the heart. The mother-in-law desperately wanted to stop her but was too intimidated by the imperial decree to move. She almost revealed the truth that her son wasn't dead. Fortunately, she was scared back by the eunuch's angry shout. The sister-in-law comforted her mother, saying the sister-in-law wouldn't have the heart to do it. However, the goddess moved the knife from the chest down below. She said she calculated the scumbag was no longer a virgin. To ensure the medicine's effectiveness, before extracting the heart, she must castrate him first. Hearing this, the scumbag's family completely broke down.